Welcome to another gathering, another session with Cher O'Rourke. So I am Jimena Gavino, one of the certified master teachers and healers of the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field. There are 12 Tao Calligraphy fields in the world, and there are generally 2 assigned or appointed master teachers of the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field. Cher was also the center leader for the center in Toronto, which is now the Global Center for Dr. and Master Sha. And there is a whole team of Grand Master teachers and healers that are serving along with Cher. So I'm so excited to be back with you. We had such a beautiful week last week. We did a session here on Facebook, and then we did a session on our Wednesday evening, a live stream gathering. So we're doing the same this week, but we're going deeper. And so just to mention, I'm also the center leader for the center in Vancouver. And like Cher, I've recovered, more than recovered, I've healed from not 1, but 3. And over the weekend, I was actually thinking I should say 4 chronic challenging conditions for which there is no cure in Western medicine. And I only used Master Sha's techniques. Of course, I changed my diet, but no medication because I cannot tolerate it. And I've worked with Master Sha's, I've been studying directly with Master Sha, training with him for 21 years. And Cher has been training with Master Sha for 17 or 18 years. So we've been around a long time, and we've learned the teachings very deeply. We've also both of us work with people who have chronic and challenging conditions. So it's my great honor to welcome my friend and wonderful colleague. Welcome, Cher. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Jimena. I'm really enjoying, our bi-weekly conversations. We are friends, but we don't get to speak that often. And I am so excited and really delighted to be doing this event with you because I love working with you. I've learned so much from you over the years. And we have walked this path together, this healing path together, this journey of called life. And we are all really walking it together. And I think the more we can help each other along the way, whenever a challenge comes up, an illness or something, we so cannot do it alone. This is one of my biggest lessons when I was sick with chronic fatigue, was that I could not do it alone. And prior to that, I used to think I could. So I really, really have changed that.
I think that's, it's a good starting point for our conversation, because that is actually something that I noticed when I was originally attending the healing groups that Master Sha had for people with stage 4 cancer. That was actually one of the biggest things that I noticed, that I observed, is that, and he mentioned it a couple of times, that people are quite independent. And you think you can do it alone. And what he was doing was really unconventional, not only bringing us together to meditate, because a lot of people at that time, 21 years ago, already meditation was well established in San Francisco. But the whole chanting and the practices and the visualization, so we would stand around, and sometimes the room had 10 people, sometimes had 15 people, sometimes it had 125 people. And we would be weaving in and out of these rooms that were connected, through doorways. It's an old barracks, old army barracks in San Francisco. And, we'd be holding hands, and in the middle of the room would be Master Sha with the person who was receiving the blessings. And I had never seen that done. I had never experienced anything like that. And I don't think anybody else had. And it was profound. It was such a profound experience. Do you remember that? Do you recall those gatherings and the power? Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the intention, the collective intention and the opening of the heart of everyone, because really, this is part of Master Sha's teaching, heal one, heal all. And it's really so true, because even, though a group may be focusing on one person, we are all receiving and raising the frequency and vibration of the environment, the field, because, that's what's healing, is the field that is created. And when that happens, a lot of healing can happen. And many people would report, my gosh, my back pain is gone. My gosh, my depression has been lifted, right? So it's extremely powerful.
Yeah. So what I saw in those groups is, so the Friday evening gatherings, of course, were anywhere from 10 to 15 people to, when we would get 125 people. It was amazing. Really packed in there. And that experience, what it did for people is it helped them to open their hearts. It helped them to trust. And it helped them to say, maybe there's a different way. And maybe it's okay to let go for the moment. In this moment, to let go, right? What I saw in the smaller groups, which were the cancer healing groups, and those groups were originally, I think there were like 8 to 10 people. Then they kind of, it's an ebb and flow. So then there were like 4 people, and then they got big again, right? And what I saw was something so amazing. I've never forgotten it, and I still am working to recreate it, because we're not meeting in person, and now. So it takes a little bit more effort online, and that is that people formed a community because they spoke the same language. They couldn't speak to their families about the cancer because the family didn't A, understand the disease, and B, they didn't know what to do for the person that was sick with the cancer. And it would cause them to worry. It would cause them to be stressed. So the family members, the clients would basically keep it quiet. But in that group, they could talk about it. They could reveal what they were really feeling, right? So once the groups got smaller again, then Patricia, started the online, because it was really difficult getting people when people have stage 4 cancer, it's very difficult. Their energy levels, they're having to decide, do I focus on eating? Do I focus on practice? Do I do laundry? Do I make out a will? It's very challenging. So she's the one that set up the calls on the telephone, which you joined. Yeah. So talk about that experience of coming together remotely, because we're going to be doing this remotely. Yeah. Yes. Well, I think it's amazing that we can do that. First of all, for all the reasons that you've just listed, one only has so much chi, to do those very simple things. And that certainly was the case for me. And so to be able to gather remotely, not to have to, get up and, go somewhere, and, the energy that it takes to do all of that. And so a field can be created in person or remotely. It doesn't matter, because the field has no time, no space. The field is the field of the group gathering. It's the field that the Tao calligraphies create, the source, field. And all we need to do is step into it. And, there are really 3 golden keys, to healing: love, forgiveness, gratitude. These are keys that Master Sha teaches. And I want to focus on the love part of it, because you're talking about this. You're talking about opening the heart, about using our hearts. And this sounds simple to do. And, many people have said to me over the years, what
does it mean? Or how do I open my heart? I want to do it. I feel I want to do it, and I know it matters. I know it's important, but how do I do it? And this is one of the things that you and I, want to help people to do. And we have, practiced, we've done very specific practices, chanted very specific mantras, gathered, in group to do just that. Because the opening of the heart allows that trust that you're talking about, allows the letting go of fear, allows the letting go of anxiety, of depression, of all of those things that can really squelch our body's capacity to heal at the highest levels. The emotional body has a deep impact on our healing process, on our recovery process, on our ability to develop and strengthen our chi, our energy. So the opening of the heart is vital, because it also allows us to connect with the self-love that is so deep and so present inside each and every one of us, to connect to rather the external love, that comes from the source, that comes from the people in our community, that comes from us, for one another. When we connect to that field, that vibration, it releases so much. And, the beautiful hormones, oxytocin, all those other wonderful, happy hormones come, to the surface. And they, in fact, are not just feel-good hormones. They are healing hormones. There was a study done some years ago now about the heart and the capacity of the heart to emit a very healing, powerfully healing hormone, specifically for cancer, actually. That one of the main part of the study was done for people with cancer, and how this hormone that comes from the heart, when the heart feels love, when it receives love, when it gives love, expresses it, how that hormone is released and brings healing to the body. So we cannot go deep enough, in realizing the effectiveness and the impact that our opening our heart has on our healing process, for the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. So we're gonna work on that and make it joyful, make it enjoyable, because we need that.
So Cher, on Wednesday night, last Wednesday night, in our Tao Calligraphy Healing Field evening, you shared something I'd never heard. Because I was like, I've been curious. I was curious. I didn't know why you pursued getting certified as a Tao song singer. And you revealed something I had never heard. So can you share with everybody here? Because I think your experience will help people to understand what opening the heart can look like, and then what can happen for you. Because it takes courage to let go, right? Because you're guarded. So how do you let go? How do you open? But I want you to share your story, if you don't mind, because I think it's a very powerful lesson for everybody. It was a big aha for me. I mean, I've known you 18 years.
Well, sure. I mean, I wanted to, Master Sha, he really, with his heart, with his blessing, he opened my heart, and he gave me a blessing, and he encouraged me, to become a Tao song practitioner, a Tao song singer. And I could feel that, the idea of that, the excitement of that, resonating inside of me, because it's such a beautiful way to express oneself. And it was really, his holding of me, his wisdom, his heart that opened mine, that actually gave me the courage to be able to go forward and believe in myself, believe that I was capable of doing it. And the more, he encouraged me, the more he gave me blessings, the more he, gave me his love, the more I opened. And the more I opened, there was a clearing that happened through my whole central channel, but particularly in the area of the heart chakra, And in that way, whatever mental, constructs, were there around, you can't do that, you're not good enough, you haven't done this training, you haven't done this or that, or they all just began to dissolve. Whatever judgments I had about myself, they just began to dissolve. And I just stepped into it. And I became what Master Sha told me I could become. And it just, to this day, I get excited when I think about it, because it opens me up in a way that perhaps nothing else does, to sing my soul song or to sing my Tao song. And the vibration, I know, is healing. It's why mothers sing to their children, fathers sing to their children, and they feel better. So simple.
Beautiful. So beautiful. So this weekend, this is what is waiting for you, is that we will do our very best in the Tao calligraphy healing field. I just want to say, it's not one field, it's the coming together of two fields. It's the coming together of the field in Toronto and the field in Vancouver. So you will be bathed. Our task is to help you make a deep connection with the source field. It's to help you to feel. I have a student who wrote to me recently, and she said, every time I come to your Wednesday evening sessions, I cry. And I said, why do you cry? And she said, because I can feel the love of the source. I used to hear the words, but now I feel it. I feel how held, like, I don't remember her word, but basically like a mother who wraps her arms around a child, right? How you're really held in this circle of love. And she said, I've never experienced anything like that. I've never experienced that kind of profound love. And it's helping this person to heal some very difficult challenges and some things that have she's recently, a challenge that's just recently occurred with great ease and grace. I used to hear Patricia Smith say this. She was one of the original assistant teachers for Master Sha. She'd say, we want to heal with grace and ease. And I'm witnessing that. So that's the first thing that we will do, is we will connect you to the field, connect you to all of the saints and the holy beings that are holding the field, that are present to hold each and every one of us and support us. And then we will walk you through, guide you through practices at a pace that will allow you to test the ground, test the water, and then open as you feel comfortable. Cher said to me, we need to not do a lot of teaching. We just need to create the space for the practice, for the movement, for the singing, for the meditation. Do you want to add anything?
Well, that's really it, because when we go into, when we're able to relax the mind, truly just relax the mind and be in that field, be in the support, be in the community, so many wonderful things can happen. Just be present, be present.
So before we close, I'm going to ask Cher to offer you a 1 minute, 2 minute Tao song blessing as a way to invite you to join us tomorrow for, we have a much longer time. Social media, you have to be quick. So we will join with Cher tomorrow. She'll join us in Vancouver via webcast. And we'll have an hour, a little bit over an hour with her. And we can go deeper, not only into our conversation, but also deeper into practice and blessings. So you have a flavor for the weekend. So we invite you, and I asked the team to post for you the link for tomorrow night so that you can join us. We would love to have, it would be amazing to have 500 people join us. That would be like, that would make my year.
The brighter the light, the more people who join. Absolutely. Yeah.
So please share.
Thank you. Thank you, Jimena. It's my honor. So everyone, please take a deep breath and just relax. Allow the Tao song treasure to serve you. You can make a specific request at this time. Could be for your physical body, your emotional body. One request.
I can sit in that field for hours. And that's what we're going to do this Saturday. We are going to come together and be nourished and blessed and transformed. Because, this is one of those modalities that is participatory. So 50% of the work is done by heaven, 50% of the work is done by us. But what a beautiful way to do this, through our soul song and through the blessings that we can receive of Tao song singers. I invite you from my heart to join us tomorrow evening. We continue our conversation with Share, go deeper, and then join us this weekend. You may not think that you have a chronic condition, but if you have a recurring neck pain, tennis elbow, headaches, join us, because you have a chronic condition. It's just not one that requires, heavy medication. But you have a chronic condition. Underlying the chronic condition, fear, anger, worry. We hold on to them. Emotions cause our thoughts. Our thoughts cause us to behave. They cause us to say things, see things, do things that may not be in our best interest. And so we have to let go of those. And that's what we would love to support you in doing this weekend. So welcome everyone. This is Jimena, and it's my great honor to welcome all of you to the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field in beautiful British Columbia, Vancouver. So I hope you enjoyed that a short segment with Cher. We did that on Facebook Live. And we have the great honor of having her for the rest of the, for another hour. So you have an opportunity to really experience her teaching and blessings and her love, her great love and her great compassion. You know, Cher has been running the wellness program in Toronto, Canada for, I think, 4 years now. And that program was launched globally 2 years ago in May. So all the centers introduced that program. And we've been doing it we've been doing the Tao healing practices. So it's not a complete wellness program. Wellness program has several components to it. We don't have the staff for that, but that program serves people very, very deeply. So many times people come in an acute situation, they're in a state of crisis, and then they start the journey. They start the journey of transformation. So Cher has been supporting people, many of whom have very challenging conditions. You know, many of them have been given just a short time to live, and to be able to support someone not only through the healing, but then sometimes through the transition is very special. It's a very special person who can do that. So it's my great honor to welcome my good friend. I've known her for 18 years. We've attended so many trainings with Master Sha. Oh my goodness. You name it, we did it. But I value her really for the work that she's doing in the world and working with people who have very, very challenging conditions. So welcome, Cher. The floor is yours. We're here to connect with you heart to heart, soul to soul. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Jimena. It's my honor, actually, to be here, to be with all of you, and to have this opportunity, you know, to speak to everyone this evening. I'm really excited about doing this, you know, Art of Sound Healing, your Journey to Wellness event with Jimena and all the beautiful master teachers at the Vancouver Center this coming Saturday. And getting to know, you know, a little bit more of the people in your community. I know quite a number of them already, I'm happy to say. You know, we are two Tao centers in Canada, one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast. We're sister centers, and we share a lot. And we share a lot in terms of the work, you know, that we do and the ways in which we serve, and how, you know, many of us came to Master Sha initially because, you know, Jimena and I both came because we were very sick and we needed healing. And we got healing, but we got so much more. And one of the reasons, actually, the Wellness Boost program has been running for, I think, 7 years, Jimena, actually. It's been running for a number of years now. And one of the reasons we created this program initially in Toronto was to provide support on several levels, you know, because what I discovered, what Jimena discovered, what we know and have learned is that with any, you know, chronic illness or any serious illness, one needs a program. One needs support and consistency and a place to go, you know, each and every day, or, you know, most of the days in the week, where you can practice, where you can, you know, share where you can learn, and where you can receive and get the support that is necessary to truly heal on the deepest levels and transform whatever is in need of transformation. And it's an ongoing journey. It never stops. You know, we may be healed from a sickness or an illness or an emotional imbalance of some kind, but what's beautiful about what Master Sha is offering each and every one of us is that he is showing us a path to living our best possible life and to serving in the best way that we can in life, should, you know, one choose to take that path. So the teachings are deep, and the teachings are lifelong teachings, and they help us to understand our purpose, you know, in life and our purpose in being here. So I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about sound healing, because there are many different kinds of healing, and we're going to be focusing, you know, this coming Saturday particularly on mantras, on healing with sound and healing within the Tao calligraphy healing field. Master Sha's focus this year has been on the Tao calligraphy healing field and on Tao song. And whatever he chooses to focus on is because he gets, you know, the highest guidance from the Tao source, from the heavenly realms, around what is most important for we as human beings to focus on in terms of our healing and transformation journey. And that was his guidance. And so really, you know, it's a great thing to follow, you know, a teacher, healer, extraordinary, you know, servant for humanity like Master Sha is, you know, really smart for us to actually to follow his guidance. So he has created many, many different, you know, sacred mantras that we can use, some of which we will use this coming weekend. What is, you know, sound healing? It's been around since the beginning of time. Sound is vibration. And we are never really without sound, even in the silence, even though we may not hear something, you know, clearly, we can feel the vibration. And I know that this is true, you know, people who are hearing impaired. I had a friend when I was in my teenage years who was hearing impaired, and he always would want to, you know, he would take my hand and he would put it in different places on the body, sometimes on his heart, you know, to indicate to me how he was feeling. And so he was very, you know, very sensitive to vibrations. And though he could not hear, you know, what people were saying, he could feel how people felt. And so he knew when things were, was much more sensitive than I was, you know, when people were in disharmony or something was going on that was joyful or painful or somewhere in between. And we also are sensitive that way, some more than others. We are very sensitive to sound. Some sounds we really enjoy, appreciate, resonate with, and some sounds we don't enjoy, we don't resonate with. If you live in a big city, like I do, like many of you do, if you're living in Vancouver, I'm living in Toronto, when we go out, we hear the city sounds. And when we are in, you know, the density of the city, we're hearing city traffic. We're maybe hearing horns. You know, we're hearing machinery, you know, perhaps construction going on. And
when we hear that, you know, when we're in it a lot, we feel it. And it doesn't feel very good because the sounds are not particularly pleasant sounds. We're not vibrating with the resonance of those sounds. And so we want to get out of them quickly, you know, so we walk quickly or we drive, you know, through quickly as much as we can to get out of them and to get into a different kind of field, a higher vibrational field, because that is a lower vibrational field. And it stresses us. It stresses the body. It stresses our brain, our thinking, our nervous system, our hearing. And so we want to remove ourselves. Or we may put some music on, you know, to alleviate it. Maybe some classical music or, you know, some other type of music that we resonate with, that we enjoy. Why do so many people, you know, go out into nature? And particularly if you are recovering from something or you are stressed. You know, people want to go out in nature where there are still sounds, but much, much higher vibrational sounds and healing sounds, like the sound of water, the sound of a river flowing, or the sounds of birds singing. And we've learned, you know, science has shown us that in nature, trees actually emit a healing essence. It's why people want to walk in the forest very naturally. There's an essence, a vibration that trees have, and there's literally this essence comes off trees, and we inhale it. And we feel better. I remember visiting Australia in 2016. I went there actually to do a Dao Song, Dao Dance event with Mirva Inkari, who's a Dao Dance teacher. I'm a Dao Song teacher. And we had a wonderful event. And then after the event, you know, I wanted to see a bit of Australia, so Mirva took me around and we went into a rainforest. And there were, of course, lots of incredible sounds in the rainforest. And I said to Mirva, let's sing our Dao song, you know, here, and let's see what happens. And she said, yeah, that sounds great. I'm going to record it. So it was already a lively, you know, sounding environment. And then Mirva and I, you know, we activated our Dao Song treasures and we started to sing our Dao song. And oh my goodness, the sounds that rose up, the birds, the bees, all of the, you know, insects started to sing with us, and the sound was deafening. It was quite wild. And we sang for a while, and of course then we stopped, we got quiet, and everything started to get quiet again. And we played that recording many times thereafter, you know, listening to what had happened when all of the various souls, you know, within the rainforest, who knows, you know, what kind of animals also were singing along with us. We couldn't see them all, of course, but we certainly could hear them. And it was powerful. We were buzzing after the fact. And we were communicating on a heart and soul level with nature. So sound can be profoundly healing when we are making a connection, a heart connection, a soul connection, when we are all vibrating, you know, at a relatively balanced and coherent vibration. then we feel good because we recognize the oneness in the vibration and the healing power of the oneness field. So when we combine, sacred mantras or Tao song within the Tao calligraphy healing field, which already has, of course, a very high vibration, we are transforming on some very deep levels when we're able to open our hearts, when we're able to trust, when we're able to let go and really receive. Which is not always easy to do, but we can. We have blockages to receiving. We have blockages to letting go. And so it may take more time for some than others. I've encountered this a lot, people say, why can't I have my instant miracle? He had an instant miracle. Why can't I have an instant miracle? Well, there are lots of possible reasons for that. But the important part is that, because I didn't have an instant miracle, in my healing, it took many months. But I had a profound experience from the first moment I met Master Sha and from the first blessing that I received from him. And I knew I was on my way. But I knew it would take more time. It took me a long time to get sick. And I knew it was going to take some time to heal, and that my healing process involved not just healing of the physical body or the emotional body or even the mental body, but healing on the deepest spiritual levels. I had many things to learn in my healing process. And if it happened very quickly for me, I would not have learned all of the wonderful lessons that I have been learning along the way that have helped me to become a healer myself, that have helped me and given me the opportunity to help others along the way, which is what I ultimately wanted to do. I'd always wanted to help others to do healing work throughout my life, and I studied, I practiced certain things, but I never committed to doing it. And it was time. And so my process was to get sick, to get ill. It was part of my awakening. And I think whenever any one of us becomes ill, that there, are underlying reasons for that. And one of them is that we have important things to learn from it. As painful as that can be at times. And one of the best ways to learn, and that certainly was the case for me, was to learn in a supportive, loving community that was compassionate and that was giving me and providing me the tools, the techniques, the practices, everything to heal and transform on the deepest levels, not just on the surface level. Because if we only heal on the surface level, the chances are, we're just going to get sick again and again and again. But when we go deep, there are so many layers that are healing. Sound healing goes deep because it resonates on our very basic human levels, layers. I, believe that in the beginning, that there was song and there was dance that started creation. There were sounds, there was movement that began the process of creation. There was, of course, a message, an intention that began. So this coming weekend, what we're going to do, we're going to, create the field, the healing field, through sound, through Tao calligraphy, and with intention. Because once we put the intention within the healing field, then the intention begins to manifest in each one of us individually and as a group collectively. So when you come and you work on your own healing process, you're not just doing it for yourself, you are doing it for all of the people who are in the field. You are serving at the same time as you are receiving. You are giving and you are receiving. You are giving and you are receiving. And there's this beautiful exchange happening. It doesn't matter how sick you may be. This is also an important part of healing. I used to think, I can't do anything. I'm so weak. I have no chi, I have no energy. And I remember going to those practices, they used to be on the telephone. Remember telephones? And, it would be for hours sometimes. Yeah. And it was a beautiful field created by people from all around the world, holding each other. Sometimes with Master Sha, sometimes with, other teachers. And the love and the heart of service of everyone there was very healing. And when we sang together, we of course, increased the vibration of the field, but also we were increasing the vibration within ourselves. And we start to create these healing hormones, cortisol and oxytocin and nitric oxide, which is something that opens and expands, the blood vessels and, right, creates space within the body. So the blood flows, the chi flows. Singing, making sounds does all of this and so much more. It exercises our organs, our lungs, our diaphragm, our brain. We use our brain for chanting. And the sounds, the specific sounds, vibrate specific organs of the body and spaces of the body. This is healing. We need movement to heal. We need sound to heal. We need vibration to heal. If we don't have sound and vibration going on inside, we're not alive. We're done. It's over. For this lifetime. In this body. So, I'd like to do a practice with everyone so that we can experience a little bit of the sounds of healing. So I want to take us through the 5 element organs. And I'm going to take us through the sound for each one of the so-called yin organs: liver, heart, spleen, lungs, and kidneys. So I want everybody to please start by just placing your hand on your liver, which is on the right side of the body, behind and a little below your rib cage. And if you would, I want you to just close your eyes for a moment and just connect with your liver. Just say hello. And just observe how your liver is feeling in this moment. Maybe you feel a slight ache there. Maybe you don't feel very much. Maybe you feel a little bit of vibration. You know, the liver helps to detoxify our body. It works very hard for us. So now we're going to chant the sound for the liver. Continue to keep one palm there. And now that you have felt what your liver feels like in this moment, we're going to chant the sound for the liver 5 times. I want you to follow along with me. And then we'll observe what it feels like after. The sound is shu. X-U. Shu is the sound for the liver. Here we go. Let us chant it 5 times. Take your time. Here we go. Shu. If you want to close your eyes, you can. Take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Again. Again. One more time. Now, eyes still closed. I want you to check in once again with your liver. Just observe. Does it feel any different than when we first started? Does your liver have anything to communicate to you in this moment? Good. Now place one palm on your heart. The other palm can go on your lower abdomen. We're going to connect with our heart. The heart is the major organ of the body. It is in charge of all the other organs and cells in the body in traditional Chinese medicine. Just observe your heart for a moment now. Feel the beating, the vibration of it. And now we're going to chant the sound Ah, A-H. It is the sound that vibrates the heart. Here we go. Inhale. Ah. Again. 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 One more time. Now observe your heart once again. Does it feel different? Does it have anything to communicate to you? Good. Now place a palm on your spleen on the left side. Just observe your spleen, the vibration of your spleen in this moment. Do you feel anything? And now we're going to chant the sound for the spleen that vibrates it. The sound is Hu, H-U, Hu. Here we go. Inhale. Again. Close your eyes. Observe the feeling, the vibration in your spleen now. Do you notice any difference? Does your spleen have anything to communicate to you? Good. Now place your hand on your lungs, one hand on the lower abdomen. The sound for the lungs is ts, S-I, ts. And just observe your lungs in this moment. How are they feeling? Now let us chant the mantra to vibrate the lungs. Here we go. Inhale. Again. 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 One more time. Now observe your lungs. Do they feel differently? Do they have a message for you? Good. Now finally, let's move to the kidneys in the back. If you can, put your hand back there. Do. If you can't, you can place your palm on the front. And the sound for the kidneys is chui. C-H-U-I, chui. Just notice how your kidneys feel right now. And now let us chant Chui to vibrate our kidneys. Here we go. Chui. Again. Chui. Again. Chui. Again. Chui. Once more. Chui. Now observe your kidneys for a moment. Do they have anything to say to you? Okay, good. Now, finally, we're going to chant all the sounds together. I'm going to ask someone, maybe Sarah, someone to post the sounds in the chat. Shu, ah, hu, se, chui. We're going to chant all 5 sounds together 5 times. Shu, ah, hu, se, chui. For the liver, the heart, the spleen, the lungs, and the kidneys. Here we go. Shu a hu se chui. 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 One more round. Shu a hu se chui. 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 Good. Now take a deep breath. And just notice how you feel in that circle of the 5 yin organs. From your liver to your heart, to your spleen, to your lungs, to your kidneys. And I'm going to invite you to share in the chat how you're feeling, what your observations were. Did you notice a difference from how your organ first felt? And after we chanted, you know, the sound 5 times for the organ, what did you observe? What did you notice, if anything? What did you feel? You know, these sounds are intended to increase the vibration, to bring our organs actually into a sympathetic vibration and a higher vibration, one that is nourishing for the organ. And in doing so, we help to balance, you know, our 5 elements. So in the meantime, while you're sharing in the chat, I would like to ask one of the master teachers here to share. Is there anyone who would like to share? Please raise your hand. Okay, I see Monique. Please go ahead, and then Sarah. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Cher, for this incredible journey through the sound of the authority organs. I had so many images. You know, when we started with the wood element, you know, these characters, these cartoons, these Disneyland cartoons. One cartoon was with big sunglasses. Yes, give me that light, give me that sunlight. I can take it. I can take more. And my liver was receiving the light, and it was so happy. So, so it makes me laugh very much. And you know what I discovered is that when I was singing out loud, each organ had a different tone. And it was not controlled. Like if I would do the wood element, it would be, the tone might be, and then I would go to the heart, and it would be higher, and they all had a different sound. And that was very interesting. And the heat it created, it was like, wow, what if my hand would become warm. And then when you did all 5 together, you know what I saw? A beautiful star, a beautiful star. And I remember it was the star of how the organs, like how the elements generate one another. The wood would generate the fire would generate earth would generate metal, and metal would generate water. And this star was glowing in my body, and I can feel the whole vibration. And what astonished me the most, each organ had a musical instrument, and it became an orchestra. When I chanted, can you believe it? We can have an orchestra of sounds that are totally harmonized. And I got the message: harmonize your organs daily with sound healing. I'm going to chant this mantra every day, and the orchestra and the musicians and the light will shine in my body. And I saw the field, everyone, and it became an incredible field of music. You know, when I first watched E.T., and the sound was like, wow, that's what I felt. The sound of everyone tonight has created an incredible field. And I'm going to stop because I would have way more to say, but I'm going to stop because I'm sure people want to share. So thank you so much for this experience. I'm in orchestra.
Thank you so much, Monique. Those are great, great insights. And Monique is exactly right. We have an orchestra inside of us, and our organs do have different tones, different vibrations, of course. They have different roles within the body, but they also are working together, and they are interdependent on one another. They generate or they mother, you know, and more. So we want to have them, you know, working in harmony with one another, and in that way they will be so supportive. So great insights, Monique. Thank you. Sarah, please go ahead.
Thank you very much for the beautiful practice. A lot of what I saw and heard also was similar to Monique, but what I really noticed was that for me, and then I was looking around other people and seeing that for most people, the fields were not harmonized. Each organ had its own field, and it was, operating at its own level, depending on what had been going on for that person, that day, or, in their life circumstance. But what the practice did was it brought the resonance together, and then all of a sudden I saw all the fields joining together as one, and everything was harmonized together with one field instead of 5 different fields that, I was seeing in my third eye. The edges of the field were almost a little bit jagged in a way, if that makes sense. But what this did was it smoothed it out, and it brought everybody together, so they were all vibrating and resonating at the same level, so that the energy could flow much, much better. So it was really, really beautiful to watch. Thank you so very much.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. Again, great insights, There's such a beautiful mystery inside of us, in so many ways. And yet, we have, over the millennia, human beings have come to understand, as much as we can understand the function of the body. We need modern science, but we also need ancient wisdom and new wisdom to really understand our function, how we work, and how we can operate, and how we can be in much, much greater harmony. So these are wonderful insights. We discover so many great things together. And I want to read some of the posts. I'm just looking at some of the posts. I really appreciate it, everybody. And Debbie says, funny, singing it all together made me cough. And Debbie says, I mostly had a lot of yawning. Barbara says, I noticed a lot of heat in my body after the chanting for the lungs. And again, you may have, one organ may have stood out more than another for one reason or another. Beverly, my lung feels more open after singing all elements together. Nori, I felt a lot of energy swirling in my heart. It felt nourished. My kidneys felt so happy. I'm finally giving them more attention. They feel grateful. Yes, how much attention do we really give our organs? Nori says, wow, an orchestra inside of us. Thank you. And Monica says, definitely feel all organs have finer vibration now, as well as more expansive. Also, messages were quite different in the different organs. Thank you, Monica, for sharing that. Yes, our organs do communicate with us, and sometimes all we need to do is really just listen. And Barbara says, the message from my lungs was that I have some sadness. Yes. Yeah, and this is good to know. This is also important information. Karen, thank you. So great to have this practice. All my 5 organs feel much better, and they're singing happily. Great. Thank you, everybody, for your wonderful sharing. So what I'd like to do is offer a final, Tao Song blessing, and then I will hand it back to Jimena. And I want to invite everybody to come and join us, this Saturday, to really discover, what it takes for you to heal, for you to rejuvenate, for you to prolong your life, to prevent sickness. If you don't have something specific, then to prevent sickness. I know that I have been preventing sickness all these many years through the beautiful practices, Master Sha has given us. And when we get together, we, just like we are this evening, discovering, revealing, bringing up these insights about how we function inside and out, because what is going on inside, is a reflection of what is happening outside, but vice versa. What is happening outside, reflects, internally for us as well. And so we really want to work on our small universe so that we can be of better and better service in the big universe. So please request something, one thing specific that you would like to receive a Tao Song blessing for today. Tao Song blessing, start. Take a deep breath. Close our practice by saying how. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I thank you, everybody. It's been a delight to spend this time with you this evening. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday for those who will join us. I know we're going to have a really special time together. So I welcome back Jimena.
Well, thank you so much, Cher. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I invite everybody, post in the live stream. Show your love and your gratitude. What a beautiful field. What a beautiful space was created for us by Cher. So this is, tonight was really to give you an experience of, we've been talking about creating a sacred space. We've been talking about creating a safe space. And we've been talking about creating the space for you to be able to feel and discover
where your challenges may be, where your blockages may be, and then to be able to let go, to start to let go. And I think that this is really the great gift of this evening, is that many of you have experienced this beautiful field with share, the love, the compassion, the acceptance. What makes it more powerful is, of course, that we are in the field from Vancouver and also the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field from Toronto. So I invite all of you, join us. Join us this weekend. If you have anyone who has any condition that may not be chronic, as in they need medication, but it's a recurrent issue, join us. Because what's underlying there, why are we chanting the 5 elements? Each of the 5 elements has an emotional body that's related to it. And as you chant for the 5 elements, you are chanting to balance and heal and release the pain that you may be carrying. So Cher has a very special gift, for creating sacred space. And this is what you will experience on Saturday. So we invite everyone. I hope that the team has posted. I'm going to switch over where I'm on a Zoom. Now I'm on live stream. So let me see. What do we have here? All right. So Debbie says, let's see. Anna, thank you for the wonderful session. My internet died at the kidney chanting. My kidneys became extremely hot. Debbie, thank you so much. Lots of chills. So chills, Debbie, usually means that there's blockages have cleared. So now there's space. There's movement and there's space. Jill, wonderful, so beautiful. Yeah. Barb Friesen, thank you. Cher, so honored to be here with you. Debbie again, I'm grateful and blessed to receive. Chris, wonderful, from Hawaii. Feeling very peaceful and full of love and gratitude. Thank you for this special time. Anna, again, thank you for the powerful blessing share. Lightens up the spirit and the body. It creates indeed a secret space. Nori says, thank you so much, Cher, for your beautiful soul song and for this wonderful session, for your wisdom, your insights, your beautiful singing. Greatest gratitude. So I just want to reiterate something. One of the things that Cher revealed last week was that her journey was a journey of opening her heart. Master Sha's blessings and the people that were there at the time, Patricia Smith, Marilyn Smith, and others, were creating a very sacred space. And that space gave her the courage to really open her heart. But because of the blessings of Master Sha, it gave her courage that she hadn't known before. Big courage. So she stepped into the roles of healer and really embraced the training that Master Sha was giving us. And I want to say that this is what I have witnessed with myself and also with others. When we can really heal, we discover aspects of ourselves that we have not been able to see before or experience before. It may be creativity, it may be forgiveness, it may be compassion, it could be a wide range of attributes and emotions. But it's not until we let go of the fear, the anger, the resentment, the sadness, the grief, that we won't see them until we let go of that. So in order for us to become a more, a richer person, a bigger person, and to see more of our core self, we have to let go. So join us this weekend. Join us on Saturday. And then there's a follow-up next Thursday that we will do with Cher. And spend 8 hours with us in the beautiful Tao Calligraphy Healing Field in the sacred space that we will be creating. So love you, love you, love you. Thank you, everybody. It's been our great honor to be with you. It's been a great honor to have Cher with us for the last 2 weeks. And please join us, register, join us, and we will serve you to help you to experience what that you really can heal, you really can let go, release, and experience the wonder that is you, because each of us is a wonder. We come from the Tao, and we need to connect with that wonderful being. Love you all. Thank you so much. We'll keep the chat open for a bit so you can continue to post. Love you all. See you on Saturday. Bye-bye.
报怨受一言今夜，报怨受一言今夜。